Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
We got Black, Latino, and Native American. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the Lord's statutes and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go. Look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that, right, that shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this king shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. It ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that. That shit go, look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that, right, that shit go.
B-Raw, wanna go to war, gotta hop into the van. Tryna cut the semen, something you don't understand. Getting checked from my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away for camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar, head hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? Well, anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them, we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before.
That shit go.
Nah, for real though. B-Raw.
Look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that, right. That shit go, look.
Nah, for real though. B-Raw.
Look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that.
Y'all about to swim y'all shot right there. Move that song. The Father we fear. Yehoshua. Israel.
What you doing?
Watch a documentary about ISIS.
Okay. Guess what?
What?
I got a package yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's what's up.
Yes, I cannot wait to Passover. Let me tell you what I got. I got my Passover dress, I got two actually. It's gonna be one is red and one is brown. And it's got fringes on it already, and it's nice and shimmery. And then I got these pants, they like oversized, and it's got the like the little lining on it. Are you listening?
Yeah.
It's got the lines on it. Look, cute, right? So, and then I got like a jumper. It's like big at the bottom, and then it's like spaghetti strap. But I also got a shirt to go under it. It's white. Cannot wait. The only thing that I do have to get though is the shoes to match it. And hey, you see that?
Yeah, but see, you gotta understand, look, America created ISIS, and now they're using them as a reason to go back into the land and take whatever resources, or do whatever evil crap America does. They all devils. God damn it.
Who are you?
I'm your righteous conscience.
So why you look like me?
I'm his righteous conscience. But because he's your head, I'm also your righteous conscience.
Okay.
It's nice that you ordering all of these things, but did you pay your Passover fee?
And broadcast that on YouTube.
Baby, you got a Passover fee.
Nah, not yet.
It's the walk. I got us.
The what?
No sweat. I got it.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like, boom, yasha.
We got black, Latino, and Native American. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go. Look. If shit go, look, you best get right, or you'll get, look, you got that, right, that shit If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. Ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You goddamn right. That shit go left, right, left, right, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You goddamn right. That shit go.
B-Raw, wanna go to war, gotta hop into the van. Tryna cut the semen, something you don't understand. Getting checked from my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away from camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here, hanging out the car window when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? With anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them, we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before.
That shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Right. Left, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You goddamn right. That shit go left.
Nah, for real though.
Right. Left, left. If shit go left, you best get right, or you'll get left. You goddamn.
Y'all about to scream y'all shout around the thug. Move that song. Move that song. Move that song. The Father we fear. The Father we fear. Yehovah. Yehovah. Israel. Israel. Israel.
All right, we live, clap it up. Clap it up. And we are the ISUPK under Command Johanna store at 1 West 125th Street Hall, New York, teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians that you are the real Jews. I mean, we're at the closing of the Feast of Purim. I mean, I'm Precinct Officer William. I'm here in the Baltimore School tonight. We got my man, Officer Gabara Carr, in the building with us. We got Princess Takaya in the building with us. And we have our sister Y in the building with us tonight. Most High in Christ the Water for coming through. I mean, we definitely observing our history. I mean, I was watching the news, right, with all this war going on in Iran, or as many call it Iran, right? And they was talking about the rebuilding of the nation after all this war is going on. And one of the first things they were saying, let me know if y'all can hear me clear. One of the first things they were saying is, when all the smoke clears, they're going to start teaching in the school Persian history, because they want to move away from this Islamic history, because these were the Persians. I don't know if anybody knows the people of Iran. These were the Persians. In fact, we read about some of them in about the Persians in the story of Esther. Right? These were the original Persians, right? Under one famous Persian was what's the king's name? King Cyrus. He was Persian, right? So they said they're gonna start teaching that in their schools, and they're gonna start removing Arabic terms from their language. Why? Because they want to go back to who they are. Why am I bringing it up? We're doing the same thing right here in America. We studying our history. History that's not taught to us, we're reading about. I mean, they said in their land, they're going to start teaching history of the Persians. Well, we're teaching history of the Israelites here.
Salaki, give me 1 sec. 1 sec, Lord Grace. Okay. All right. 1 sec. Outside on the street or upstairs? All right, cool. What? Gabar, if you could go downstairs, let assistant into the school for us, please. The water. Yeah, Salaki about that. Yeah, so we are teaching our history, you know what I mean? And Thwada for joining us tonight. Let's see who we got online. Know we're gonna have some of the usual suspects. Always good to see. We got okay, my man, Officer Gana. What's going on, Gana? Good to see you, priest. I mean, we had our sister Janine, as always. Good to see you, sis. Thwada for checking in. We got Sharabat. Good to see you, sis. Good. Thwada for checking in. All right. Let me see who else. Miss Lady 12. Oh, Natawa Knock. Hey, what's going on, sis? Good to see you. I mean, good to see y'all. I mean, so yeah. So we are in the book of Esther, man. The book of Esther is such a dope, I don't want to say story. It's such dope history about who we are. Why? Because that's around the time where our people came up against the same stuff we've been coming up against. And we're going to continue to come up against. But that's why the scripture says, the Lord says, all things are written for our edification and our learning. You know what I mean? These stories are nice, but there's something for us to learn from it. You know what I mean? I watched Cap Sapaya last week. Give him a hand. He taught a dope class. I mean, he taught a dope class breaking down Esther and how she got in the role she got into. I mean, even that was such a heavy lesson. I mean, and brothers will take it one way, but you sisters, I want you to find yourself in a story, right? What does that mean? That means there's things for everybody to take out. Like, people think it's just about the brothers. No, you have to find, like, for example, that story about Esther and her being, listening to Mordecai, her uncle. That teaches a show, sis. Good to see you. That's such a heavy lesson. You understand what I mean? That story about that queen Vashti, and she didn't want to listen to. So the king was throwing that party, right? That lavish party, 7-day party, and he was just showing everything off, right? I don't know if y'all remember. He was showing everything off, and in his mind, this is how a man thinks, right? A man who has power, a man who's rich, he's showing off everything. He's showing his golden cups. He's showing his palace. And now he says, what else could I show them? I know what I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them the most precious thing to me. I'm going to call my wife to show them my wife. And when she said no, oh, that broke him. That was so embarrassing for him. You understand what I mean? And that's how she ended up losing, because the other brother, no, he wasn't a brother, he was a heathen. One of the counselors of the king told the king, look, what she did there is not just an insult to you, but it is going to hurt everybody. Why? Because if you, being the king, have no authority over your household, what chance do we have? You understand? So I bring that up to say, sisters, I know it was focused a lot on the brothers and, or the men, but sisters, learn this. There's terms. I mean, Sister Ryle, you'll know these terms, right? These are old terms. Like, I know them, right? It was like, that's not ladylike. Or here's another term that I haven't heard in a long time. She's elegant. You understand? That's somebody who, he don't got to worry about where he brings her. She's not going to embarrass him. You understand? And we have to learn those lessons, because we got to become that. Now, we're not, because of who we are and what we've come from, we may not be that. But when we get back to who we are in our culture, that's what we have to become. We got to become elegant again as women. As men, we got to become masculine again. You understand what I mean? Men need to become masculine again. and not emotional. You understand what I mean? You gotta be real emotional to just argumentative all the time. You understand what I mean?
Sis.
So,
Sis.
go ahead, come on. Yeah. I mean,
what's that?
So so that was a heavy lesson, man. That's one of the things I really appreciate in this study here. And the other thing too is that we have enemies. We have enemies in this kingdom, man. We can't be each other's enemy. Me and Gabar can't be enemies because we got enemies who rely on me and Gabar not getting along.
Right.
You understand? You sisters can't be enemies with each other. You understand what I mean? Gossiping about each other and talking behind each other's back. Because there's people who, that is the tool they use to destroy you. You know what I mean? Can't be fighting with our ribs and with our husbands. You understand what I mean? Because that is how, and when I say destroy you, you hate your wife or you hate your husband. That system out there is looking to take your children. In a house that's divided, your children will end up in prison, in group homes, in foster care. You're going to end up paying child support. Your woman's going to end up being alone and prey to every evil person out there. And the whole system benefits from it. So when you read these stories, you really got to study it and look and see yourself in the story and say, how can I become that? Or how do I stop being that? You understand what I mean? So that's the point. So we're going to continue the book of Esther today. Of course, feel free to ask any questions. I mean, stop me whenever you want. Ask any question. Just raise your hand, and I'll do my best to answer them. Let me see. I think we got some more people on. Let me see. Okay, Officer Alazar, what's going on, priest? Good to see you on there. I mean, Gabar, we're going to go to the book of Esther. I believe Cap stopped in chapter 4. But we're going to go back to chapter 3 because we want to reset the stage as to where we're at. And we're going to go to verse 8. Right? Here is where this section of the drama unfolds. Right? This is after an evil man named Haman. I mean, some heathen was plotting against God's chosen people, as they always do. Trust me. Let me tell you something. You may think you're insignificant. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Gabar, come up here for 1 sec. Come up here for a sec, please.
Shalom, Israel. Hope everybody tuning into this wonderful class we ready to do so we can get back into the customs of Israel and learn how to put away these wicked holidays and learn to serve the most high holy days. Be a couple of minutes for the teacher to get back. These heathens have been trying desperately to destroy our culture, man. Take us away from our power. Our power is the Most High's law, statutes, and commandments. We are destroyed because we're not serving the Most High correctly, keeping His commandments. letting go of our power. All these nations plot and plan on destroying us by making us sin against the Most High. So it's heavy to our heart to follow these and show the Most High that we love Him. This is the only way you love Him, and that's keeping His commandments. No other way can you love the Most High. It's not a feeling, so we all got to get in class and bring our kids and our family members in class if we love them. Don't just keep this truth to yourself. Can't be stingy with it. These high holy days is very important to us, man. So we can wash away the filth that we learned all our life serving these holidays, man. These other nations is loving to destroy us like that. You gotta have an ear to hear the Most High teach. One of the way you're gonna find the truth is in the Isupk under Commander General Yohana. So pay heavy attention to these scriptures we spitting. This truth to our brothers and sisters. Sorry for the delay. Be back in a moment, though. We got to definitely learn how to get this power back that we lost, man. We got to get it back while we're in the land of our captivity. So let's practice these righteous acts as much as possible till we know it like we know our name. I'll read the scripture real fast so we come back. Deuteronomy 30:1-3. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curses, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God has driven thee, and shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, all thy heart, and with all thy soul. Then the Lord thy God will turn the captivity and his compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all nations to call to mind, remember remember the history, the blessings, and why the curses happen. The curses happen because we broke the laws of the Most High. Until we stop breaking his law, we're going to stay under curses. Our kids is going to be punished. And they have no win if we don't teach them this law and this way of life that the Most High has for the children of Israel. Return and obey. This is just not a feeling. It's an action. To obey his voice means to start keeping his commandments. The result, only after we return to the law does the Lord promise to turn our captivity and end our punishment and gather us back together. Shalom.
Sorry about that. I apologize. Where we at? We in chapter 3? Say again?
It's in the mind of what we're supposed to be doing.
Okay. That's like Christ.
Use Esther 3 and 8, right, sir?
You got it. Please.
Esther 3 and 8. And Haman, said unto King Ahasuerus. So I pronounce that right?
You got it. Go ahead.
There is a certain people scattered abroad and desperate and dispersed among the people and all the provinces of the kingdom.
So Haman is talking about us, right? In that kingdom, and like every other kingdom, we are the strangers. We are the weird ones. We are the people who don't really fit in. You understand what I mean? So Haman is talking to the king of the land, and he's saying there's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom. So all across your kingdom, you have a people here who are not like everybody else, right? Go ahead.
And all their laws are diverse from all people.
And their laws are diverse from all, like it's different from everybody else. They carry themselves, they don't eat pork. The holiday they celebrate is not the ones we celebrate. The God they worship are not the gods we worship. So they just off. Right. Go ahead.
Neither keep they the king's law. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
And they do not keep the king's law. You understand? I mean, when the king passes a law, they don't keep it. Meaning what? Now, when he says this, it's not that these people are not keeping laws like don't cross the street on the red light. He's saying that there's certain laws that the king does that are unlawful. Like, for example, think today, things that they make normal that we can't do. You understand? Things that are lawful for us, we have no problem keeping that law. We pay our taxes. Right. Those people paid their taxes. Those people didn't violate no laws. But when it came to some of the parties he was having and he ordered everybody should eat certain things that's unclean, we couldn't do it. You understand what I mean? Those type of things. Go ahead.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
That they be what? Destroyed. Imagine that. Now, this is happening. Imagine this is happening in the king's palace. This conversation about these people. It's happening in the king's palace. And Haman, advisor of the king, is saying, look, and the way these conversations happen is these people are a threat to us. They are a risk of national security. You may think nobody talks about you. But trust me, they're talking about you. You understand me? In these, like back in Egypt, one of the things that turned Pharaoh against the Israelites was this. He was afraid. He said, these people are more and mightier than we are. If war should break out, they might turn against us also. Now think about this. America, you think they don't know what they've done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? You think they don't stop and say, damn, if war breaks out, will these people turn on us? Let me put you onto something on the side. You know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm sorry. But you don't find it weird that right before they go into war, all of a sudden all these deportations are happening? All these people being ISIS out there locking babies up? You don't think it's because they say if war breaks out, will these people turn on us? You understand? This way of thinking is not new. You understand? So here they're saying, you know what? Let's get rid of these people, right? And that's always the solution, to destroy you. Even when you're not looking for problems with nobody. You just want to be left alone, but they can't leave you alone. Why? Because a villain is always afraid that the victim might hold him accountable. I mean, and he doesn't want to see himself as the villain. So he has to sit there and act like you're the problem. You know what I mean? Go ahead, keep reading.
And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hand of those that have charge of business.
Right. So this is what's happening there. Now we're gonna cut to chapter 4, right? To Mordecai now. I just want to give you a little backstory as to what we're about to get into. Now we're gonna go into chapter 4. Go ahead.
Okay. 4:1.
You got it.
Esther 4:1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes.
So when Mordecai heard of the order, because the king agreed, you know what I mean, and he tore his clothes. He was very afraid and very sad for his people. Go ahead.
And put on sackcloth with ashes.
And he put on sackcloth with ashes. Keep going.
Went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry.
Go ahead.
Verse 2. And came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth.
And he even came to the king's gate, but you're not supposed to come in front of the king's gate clothed in sackcloth. Meaning what? You're not supposed to. So this king, you don't come in front of his house as if something is wrong. That's the type of king he is. Even when he ordered for you and your people to be destroyed, you better not cry. You better be cheerful and come well dressed. Think, to make it like simple, like today, you about to get sentenced to life in jail. Show up in a suit. You understand? Show up in a suit. I don't care how you feel. Look professional, as they say. That's that same thing. Keep going.
Verse 3. And in every province, whether it's whatsoever, the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting and weeping and wailing, and many laid in sackcloth and ashes.
Yeah. That's, I mean, this law had everybody afraid. Okay. To give you an example of what's happening here, things like that happen to us all the time. When there's a law that passes, the people are mourning. I'll give you one that's not on this level, but it happened recently, right? When Donald Trump said he was going to cut off all those benefits, people were like, what are we going to do? You understand? And like, for example, something like Section 8, right? you live in a place where like certain people, they're trained, they're grown up around it, so they're used to this is how they survive, right? No matter what you think about it, this is how they was raised up to survive. And now all of a sudden, he's gonna pull that from under them. I mean, now they are in panic. They're grieving. They're frustrated. They're saying, "What we're gonna do?" He's gonna cut all the food stamps, right? People who have children, single mothers, single black mothers who have children are saying, "Well, how am I gonna feed these kids? I relied on this," right? So that just give you an idea of when a law is passed, how it may affect the people. And this here, you can imagine, you hear they're gonna like. Here's another thing. All the deportations. They say, "Hey, we're gonna cut your visa. You over here from Haiti or from Mexico or from wherever you're from, and you're poor over there, and you came over here when you was 2 years old with your parents who fled that land. Now you're 32 years old, finding out you might be deported back home, and you don't know nobody back home." You understand? That's a law that's gonna affect people. Right? So now imagine them now, they're hearing they're about to be slaughtered. They're about to lose their lives. Like unalive them. Right? So now, of course, they're like, what are we gonna do? We're in these people's land as captives, by the way. Being as captives, and they're saying they're gonna unalive us. There's a law, the law came down from the king to just get rid of us. Right? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 4. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved.
So Esther, who's Esther again? Who remembers who Esther is? Esther is a sister, right? She is the sister who the king chose when his wife decided she wanted to disrespect him publicly, and the advice he got from his councilman to, get a woman who is better than her. And of course, it's only one place you're gonna find a woman that's better than any heathen. It's amongst sisters. You know what I mean? That's the only place you're gonna find any heathen you could think of. If you're gonna get somebody better than them, you gotta come amongst the Israelite women. I mean, some of the baddest bros on the earth. Give yourself a hand. You understand what I mean? God's spirit is in y'all. You understand what I mean? So she is a sister, right? She's a young sister. She is the niece of Mordecai that we're reading about here, right? In this section. So word got to her in her chamber about what the ruling was about her people, and she was saddened about it, right? Keep going.
And she sent raiment and clothed Malachi and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. So
when she heard that he was dressed in sackcloth and she had her servants. Because remember, she is the queen now. Funny part about it is, if I remember correctly, the king who ordered it doesn't even know she's an Israelite. Right? So he's in sackcloth, he's sad, he's broken, he's worried, right? And she sent clothes for him, but he didn't want it. Right? Keep going.
Verse 5. And he called Esther for hat check. So that right. One of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Malachi to know what it was and why it was.
So she sent her servant to go find some information from Mordecai about what's going on. Go ahead.
So Hatchak went forth to Malachi into the streets of the city, which was before the king's gate. Verse 7. And Malachi told him all of that.
And Mordecai. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Mordecai told him all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasury for the Jews. to destroy them.
So Mordecai told the servant of Esther all that was going on. So because she's the queen, he couldn't easily come and speak to her, especially in sackcloth and all these things, right? So she sent her servant to him, and he told the servant everything that was going on. Go ahead.
Verse 8. Also, he gave him a copy of the writing of the decree that was given to Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go into the king to make supplication unto him, and to make request before him for her people.
So he sent a message to her and said, look, this is what you're gonna have to go to the king, and you're gonna have to make supplication on behalf of your people. You understand? You're gonna have to find a way to squash this, right? And he and it says, and charge her, meaning that he's holding her accountable, like, you have to do this. You understand me? You have to do this. Now, this is a young girl, a young queen, to the king, the most powerful man on the earth at that time, right? And she is afraid. In fact, he doesn't even know that she's one of them, the people that he asked to destroy, right? So you can imagine her predicament. Go ahead.
Verse 10. Again, Esther spake unto attack, and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner courts, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death.
Right. So stop right there. So when the servant came back to Esther and told him what the charge that Mordecai had said, Esther told him, the servant, to go back to Mordecai and say, you know the order. Nobody could enter the king's palace, man or woman. If anybody walks into that palace, meaning the king's quarters, where he sits and does business, if anybody walks in there, including me, without being invited, they'll be to be put to death on the spot. That's the law. You understand? That is the law. This is not something that may happen. If I walk in there, the guard is going to put me to death. That's what Esther said. You understand what I mean? Keep reading.
Yeah, 11, right? Sorry.
Yep, halfway through 11, where it says, there is one law of his to put him to death,
except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter, that he may live.
The only person who won't die is if the king has the scepter and holds it out to him, meaning let him through. That person may live. Right? Go ahead.
But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days.
The king has not called for me in a month. And I have no authority to just get up and walk into the king's chambers. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 12. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Verse 13. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews.
So she said, I can't do nothing for y'all. Imagine Mordecai's situation and the situation of the people. And what you're about to read here is a very important lesson, again, for sisters, right? As to, well, we'll get to it, right? But you know what happens in this world? People who do make it can't do nothing for you. So-called made it.
Right.
You understand? All the rich, they can't do nothing for you. They can't help you. Because if they do, they'll lose their spot. This is common. You understand me? All the fancy rappers that we made rich by buying their music, they can't speak on our behalf. All the basketball players, they can't speak on. And shout out to that brother. What's that brother's name? Colin Kaepernick. That brother is one of a kind. You're not gonna find many brothers who's gonna be like he got put out of the NFL because he said, "Nah, what's happening to my people is not right." Yeah. That is rare. Yeah. That is very rare, man. I pray the Lord be with that brother because what he did took courage because he had a lot to lose, and he said, "F it, I'm not standing for the national. I'm not standing. Not while they unalive my people." One out of a million, right? One man. You know who they brought in to squash that? Who knows who they brought into the NFL to squash that? Jay-Z. That's come back. Right. You understand what I mean? That is the epitome of somebody who says, I can't help y'all. My hands are tied. And in their mind, they'll justify it. What do you want me to do? My hands are tied. I mean, all my money and all my power goes to abusing women like Diddy. Right. And doing evil things. That's where all my money goes to. You understand what I mean? That's why a lot of them, sorry to be on this rant, but a lot of them, they're heavily on drugs because you have to, I couldn't imagine watching my people out there dying. I can't do it and say nothing. Right. I'd be on every heavy drug you could think of. I'd have to be to escape reality. You understand what I mean? That's why they get to all types of deviancy. You know, to escape reality, right? So Esther saying she can't do it. Mordecai saying, F that. You're going to have to speak, right? And Esther said, Mordecai said something to her there. I don't know if you caught it. He said, don't think you're going to escape this. Read that last part again.
Think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house. More than all the Jews.
Don't think you're going to escape this more because you're in the king's house. It's going to get to you too. You understand what I mean? It's going to get to you too. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 14. But if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall the enlargement of the deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
So if you will keep your peace and say nothing in this time, what will happen?
Then shall their enlargement of the deliverance arise to the Jews from another place.
Then God will deliver us from a different place. You understand? Remember, this is God. So Mordecai, he has faith in God. You know what I mean? He's just trying to use his means to do the right thing and save his people. But he said, man, if you don't do it, God will rescue us in a different way. You understand? And this is for every brother out there. You don't want to serve the Lord, somebody else will. That's how it is. That's how it is. You don't want to go out there and speak, somebody else will do it. You understand? Somebody else will do the work that you don't want to do. Of course, you're going to want to do it when it's cool to do. I'm telling y'all right now, there's a time coming when it's going to be cool to be us. It's not right now. But there's a time coming when everybody's going to say, I knew we were the real Jews. And all of a sudden, you're not going to look so crazy. But you know what the beautiful thing is? You were a Jew when it wasn't cool to be what? When everybody look at you and say, you were in a cult. Right now, it's to be honest, right now it's starting to get easy to be who we are. Right. I'm getting phone calls I had a phone call from a childhood friend who's a pastor who had cut me off when I came into the truth. Tell about something. What do you think is going to happen? I said, ask your fellow pastors. I don't know. I don't know. He said, come on, man. I said, why are you calling me? Y'all have all the answers. You know what I mean? Trust me, you're going to start getting weird phone calls. Hey, what's going on? Long time no see, sis. Who's this? People you haven't spoken to in years. Hey, what's going on, brother? Long time no see. Who's this? Remember me? I'm like, damn, I ain't from you in a long time. I mean, they're gonna beat around the bush, but they're gonna want to ask you what's your opinion on things. What do you think is really, because deep down inside they know you got the truth. You understand what I mean? Or they're gonna start to see what you've been saying is matching what's going on out there. What they've been saying don't match what's going on out there. You understand what I mean? So Mordecai said to her, look, if you keep your peace, the Lord will rescue us from a different way. Keep going. Keep going.
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
But what?
But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed.
That's one thing you have to understand. If the Lord has to use different means, he'll use it. But count yourself as useless to the Lord. You know what I mean? And once you're useless to the Lord, okay, here's how, and this is, we could prove this in the Bible, but we won't get too deep into it. But here's how things work with the Lord that we've learned. If the Lord says, forget this person, that means it's a green light on you for every evil spirit. It's not necessarily that he sent the spirits. It's that he took his protection off. So now you're easy prey. You understand? Go ahead. Good boy. Speak into that microphone.
That's the head of protection that we get from keeping the law.
Right.
If we break it, he removed that, and we fair game to the demons.
Right. Job. Remember Job? God asked Satan, why have you not tested Job? Satan said, you put a hedge of protection around him.
Right.
You understand? What happens in those meetings for demons, they have to report what they've done. Just for very shortly, right? And for Satan, going after Job would have been a waste of time because he would have nothing to report. So he'd rather go after somebody who there's a green light on him. You understand? That's what the demon wants, somebody who, oh, it's a go. Versus somebody who's been protected, it's like there's a hedge. I can't do what I want here. You understand what I mean? And that's how it works. So Mordecai is telling her, the Lord will save us another way. But you're going to be useless to the Lord. And that means you and your family will be destroyed as a consequence. Right? Lesson in this, very important lesson. Make yourself useful to the Lord. Here's something that people don't understand. Make yourself of importance to the Lord. And that importance doesn't have to be something magical. That importance could be something as simple as this. Oh, that's that sister who, that family could go to and she'll feed them. She's useful to me because I want that family to be fed. You know what I mean? Be that brother who, that's that brother who picks that sister up and takes her home every week because of her travels. He's useful for me because why? I want that sister to go back and forth to the school safely. People think making yourself useful to the Lord means you got to have millions of dollars. The Lord cares about the poor. Serve the poor. You will make yourself useful to the Lord. She was afraid to serve her people were the poor. She's sitting up in some palace and she said, nah, I can't do that for y'all. Now, granted, it's a young sister. She is scared to death herself. You understand what I mean? She has this title of a queen, but her husband is ruthless. Imagine a man who would agree to unalive an entire group of people off the counsel of somebody who hates them. You know what I mean? So she is scared to death, but Mordecai's like, look, we're going to save these people or not. Like, with or without you, we're going to save them. Right? The Lord will find another way for us, but you and your family will be destroyed. Keep reading.
And who would know it? And who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this?
And Mordecai is a wise man. And he said to her, and besides that, how do you know that this is not why you're in that kingdom? Why you're not in that house? Sometimes the Lord sets things up to put you in a position to make you useful to him. Don't choose now to be useless. You know what I mean? He puts you in the role to be useful. Go ahead, sis.
So, would you think the hardest part for breaking the law of the king, or telling people that she's a Jew?
One more time.
I said, what do you think the hardest part for Esther was breaking the law to see the king?
Breaking the what?
Breaking the law to see the king.
Oh, breaking the law to see the king. The law of not going into his chamber. Go ahead.
Or letting people know that she's a Jew.
Well, I can't speak for Esther because I don't know, right? But one thing I know for sure, that was an excuse. That was an excuse. She was just scared. She's a young girl, scared to death. You know what I mean? That's all it was. Sometimes it's just fear. And you got to get over your fear. You understand? Sometimes it's just, she's the queen. I mean, it wouldn't be that easy. So think your husband. Your husband's right. Actually, Gabal's right here. Think Gabal. Gabal's the king. And Gabal passed a law and said, anybody coming through this door, put him to death. You think I'm going to put you to death when I see you? When Gabal's the king and that's his wife? He didn't have to give me the order, You know what I'm saying? But when you understand relationships, it doesn't work that way. But again, she's a young sister. And she's giving excuses. And Mordecai knew this was an excuse because she's scared. She's scared. She's embarrassed. She's afraid. I mean, she wants to stay out of it. Sometimes you want to stay out of it, let somebody else handle it. This was not one of those times. At that time, Mordecai needed her to go to bat. You understand what I mean? But good question. Go ahead, Gabor. Keep reading.
15. Then Esther bade them to return Mordecai this answer.
And let me know if y'all can hear Officer Gabar Rakar, right? Bring the microphone a little bit closer to you, Gabar. Go ahead.
16. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan.
No, read 15 again.
And Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer.
So Esther told them, go and give Mordecai this answer for me for the last thing he said. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan.
Shushan is the city they were at. You understand? Shushan is the city. Like any city, think the hood. That's Shushan. Whenever you read about yourself and you're in the city, think the hood. That's where we at, right? Go ahead.
And fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days.
So she's saying, go and tell the people in the city, fast for me. Fast for me, meaning pray and make supplication for me. Fast. The Lord's going to hear you if you're fasting. I mean, I'm going to give you a secret that the Christian church doesn't teach. Fasting, if you find a demon, try fasting. I'm telling you, try fasting. You understand what I mean? The Lord will hear your prayers when you are showing a sacrifice. I mean, we don't sacrifice animals no more, but fasting will help. You understand what I mean? If y'all remember side story where Christ, where the apostles were casting out demons, and there was one brother who had a demon on him, and they could not cast it out. And Christ came, and he cast out the demon. So later they went to Christ and said, "How come we couldn't do it? Because we cast out all the other demons." He said, "That's a strong demon. That one requires fasting." You understand? So you gotta pay attention to stuff like that. Like, why would he say that? And when he said that one requires fasting, mean not for him to fast. The person it was on, if they wanted to get rid of that demon, they would have to fast. You understand? Different topic. If you have questions on that, save for another class. Keep reading.
Night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise.
Fast for me night and day, and I also will fast with you, right? Night and day. She's going to do her fasting also. Why? She needs the Lord to be on her side on this. You understand what I mean? The Lord's already on her side, but this is for her own confidence. Keep reading.
And so I will go unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish.
That's the young woman right there taking up her courage. That's the young woman saying, you know what? In her mind, if she goes into that room, she's going to die. But if she got to die for her people, she'll do it. You understand? She's going to do it. She's going to, whatever happens. She's made up her mind. She's going to walk into that room. Right? Keep verse 17. Go ahead.
Verse 17. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
Right. So Mordecai went to the people. We need to fast. Right? Now, we're going to get into chapter 5 now. Go ahead.
Esther 5:5. Now it came to pass on the third day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house.
So what did Esther put on? Her royal garments. That's what I mean. She made herself up. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight.
So she made herself bad, basically. You know what I mean? She made herself stand out. She made herself beautiful. Put on her royal garments, put on whatever she had to put on, and she went and she stood at the entrance of it. So when the king saw her, she caught his attention. Right? Go ahead.
And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand.
So he held out the golden scepter. He wanted to know, why is his wife here? What does she want? You understand what I mean? What does she want? Why is she here? So and he was happy to see his wife. You understand what I mean? But in her mind, and sometimes you know what happens? It's a demon too. Remember, there's demons also telling you, you walk in there. I mean, that demon of fear is something else. It's telling you, if you step 1 foot in there, you're dead. Right. I mean, when that's not the case at all. Same thing happens to us every day. Like we're afraid to go to handle this. We're afraid to handle that. Damn, our phone ring. We're afraid to pick it up because it might be a debt collector. The debt collector might be calling and I'm in trouble. Damn all that. You understand what I mean? Don't let that demon and work on yourself with that. If you have that demon of fear where you're always afraid to do this, and shake that thing off. You understand what I mean? Because that's keeping you down for a bigger moment where you're going to cower. You know what I mean? Don't let no small thing happen where I was afraid to pick up the phone. I mean, I pick up the phone arrogant. Who this? What? Knowing I owe these people money. How can I help you? Oh, your bills past due file. The minute I start to hear this call is being recorded for quality insurance, what? Cut to the point. I mean, why? Because you don't want that spirit of fear on you. You never want that on you because the time is going to come where you're going to need courage, but you're not used to being courageous. So you got to start training yourself. Go ahead, sis.
What about the spirit of I don't feel like being bothered with?
Oh, I get that's. No, that's not fear. That's different. I don't feel like being bothered means you're not that important. I mean, that's not fear at all. Sometimes that's a good spirit to have because you're gonna stress yourself out over nothing. So you say, I'll deal with this later. But the only precaution I would give with that one is sometimes you use that as the excuse to justify fear. You say, oh, it's not fear. I just don't feel like being bothered. No, it's fear. So don't mix the two. Be able to identify the two differences. Now, I mean, if you don't feel like being bothered, you just handle it a different time, right? What I would suggest is if you're going to do that, I don't feel like being bothered with it. How urgent is it? You understand? If it's something that's urgent and important, don't say I don't feel like being bothered. You hiding. I mean, know how the mind plays tricks on you. You know, the scripture says the heart is wicked. Who could know it? You lie to yourself to justify something. But if you are going to say, I don't feel like being bothered with it, set a date as to when you will handle it and stick to that. You know what I mean? Just in case it was fear. All right, go ahead, Gabar.
So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter.
So the king puts out the scepter, and she comes and she touches the top of the scepter, meaning that she is accepted into the courtyard now. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou? What wilt thou? Queen Esther Shalagi.
Read again.
Then the king Shalagi. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther?
How may I help you? What do you want? What do you need? Right? What wilt thou? What do you need? What do you want? Right? Go ahead.
And what is thy request?
And what is thy request? The same, both mean the same thing. Go ahead.
It shall be even given thee to the half of the kingdom.
You're so beautiful. Anything you want, up to half of the kingdom is yours. Now, when he says that, you have to understand in those times, that's just a term they use. It's not that if you ask for half the kingdom, you're going to get it. If people think, oh, she's going to ask for half the kingdom, that's not what it is. It's just you can have everything up to half the kingdom. Make yourself at home. Is the person really at home? No. But make yourself at home is a term we use, right? So that's just a term. Whatever you want, up to half of the kingdom, meaning that whatever you need, tell me. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And Esther answered, If it seems good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I have prepared for him.
So Esther says, if it would be, I want to invite you to a banquet. I mean, a banquet is a feast I've prepared for you, right? I prepared a banquet for you, and Haman, the person who came up with the scheme to destroy the Jews, right, is invited also. So I would like you and Haman to come to this banquet. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 5. Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther has said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet.
So they attended the banquet. Go ahead.
That Esther had prepared.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, What is thy
petition? What are you asking of me? Come on, tell me what you need. What are you petitioning? Right? Go ahead.
And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request?
Tell me what you need. So he's reading his wife, and she's not really telling him nothing, but he is saying, damn, she wants something. Right? Another thing that sisters could learn, how to communicate without communicating. It's a skill. I'm telling you, it's a skill, right? Don't think that, bickering always solves the issue or you'll get your way. No, learn to make the brother want to know what is the issue. And it's not done with attitude, by the way, because that's how we was brought up. Show him attitude and he turn away, and that doesn't work.
Right.
She captivated him. She captivated him. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
You got to learn these languages. Let me tell you, like, sisters, if you really embrace your femininity, you'd be surprised how much power you really have. This thing where in the world taught us about strong and independent, and it doesn't work. It doesn't. How do we know it doesn't work? Look at the divorce rate in the world. Look at how many stand outside the courtroom, and you'll see it doesn't work. Whatever they taught you, it doesn't work. I mean, go back to what God taught you. You understand what I mean? And I'm not saying to belittle yourself in any way. That's not what God taught you. They try to make it look like God taught you to be subhuman. That's not what God taught you. You understand what I mean? That's why I'm so happy. One thing I appreciate about the school here, the ISUPK, there's a brothers group and then there's a sisters group where they learn. Nah, we all learn together. And there's power in that because we're a family. We don't go learn. You learn something and we both learn something to come in and combat each other. That's not how it works. That's not what the Lord wants. You understand what I mean? Esther understood how to communicate to that king, right? To the point where he is She invited him to the banquet, and he's just trying to figure out what she needs. Anything you need. What do you need? What can I do for you? Right? Keep reading.
What is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Then answered Esther and said, my petition and my request is, verse 8, if I have found favor in thy sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king has said.
So just enjoy the banquet, eat, and tomorrow I'm gonna tell you what I want. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. Then went Haman forth that day joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw
so Haman, right, being the person who was conspiring against the Jews, he was excited. Why? Because imagine the queen has invited him and the king to a banquet. He's high class. You understand? He is excited. But watch this. Keep reading.
But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai.
So, but when he came out of the palace, he saw Mordecai at the gate, and Mordecai didn't go and bow down and and do any act of worship to him. He was annoyed again. You know what I mean? And that's how they see us. It's like, you should be licking my boots. That's why people hate it, when they do those, when we do those boot kisses in the street. But let me tell you something, man. That is number one. That is prophecy. That's number one, right? Number two, you know what it's gonna be for you to, when they read about how the devil kissed your boot in his kingdom. You know what I mean? Man, it's gonna be it's amazing. We don't even understand that right now. Imagine standing in Gabar. We in Washington, D.C., the capital of the nation, of the most powerful nation on the earth, getting a boot. That a congressman kissed our boots one time. You understand what I mean? Now, the average Negro won't understand it. The average Christian won't understand it, but we understand what's happening because they want us to bow down to them. I mean, we've been bowing down to them forever. Now, when the Spirit of the Lord is on us, brother, it's reverse. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 10. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends as to rush his wife.
Right? So he had self-control. He went home, but he called for his peoples there, right? Go ahead, verse 11.
And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him. And how he had advanced him above the princes and the servants of the king.
Right, so he starts bragging to his people. Go ahead, verse 12.
Verse 12. Haman said, moreover, yea, Esther the queen did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared before him. So
I even got invited to the banquet. You understand what I mean? If you understand, all right. If you want to understand how powerful, as she didn't even understand how powerful she was, right? Being the wife of the queen. But if you want to understand how powerful Esther was, think somebody like Beyonce today. Imagine Beyonce invites somebody to her house for a banquet. That person gonna go tell the whole hood. I was in Beyonce. Me and Beyonce, and then I was sitting next to Beyonce, and then I passed the cup to Beyonce. You gotta know that he was in Beyonce's house. So that's what he's doing here, right? I was with the king and Esther. We sitting down. So he's telling. He calls people over. He's telling them about all the things that has happened. He recently been promoted. I mean, he's sitting, rubbing shoulders with the king, and even went to Esther's house with the king for a banquet to eat with them. right? But watch this. Keep reading.
And tomorrow I am invited to her also with the king.
And then tomorrow I'm going back to her house, right? Go ahead.
Yet all these availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai, the Jew, sitting at the king's gate.
All of these things, man, I besides all that, I can't get over seeing Mordecai sitting there at the king's gate. Imagine how much hate you have to have for somebody. I mean, all these great things happen to me, but when I see Mordecai at that gate, it just, what they say, what's the term they say? It just blows my high. It just, it just kills the vibe. Right? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 14. Then says Zeresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged.
And this is another very important lesson, right? When you get in counsel, who are you getting it from? A lot of these issues is based off somebody counseling somebody else. Might be good counsel, it might be bad counsel. So the counsel they're giving him here is, since you have so much power now, what you should do, you should have a stake raised up that he's going to be hanged on. I mean, because you're going to get your way. But because remember, the plan is to kill all the Jews, right? To unalive all the Jews. But for him, make a special example out of him, since you hate him so much, right? Go ahead.
Then go thou and merrily, say that right? You read with me? Right.
Then go down and merrily, yeah, you got it.
With the king unto the banquet.
Being merrily mean what? What's the word merrily mean? Happy, joyfully, right? So have them make a gallows for him 50 cubits high, right? And then you could go, because what's gonna make him happy? Knowing that gallows or that thing is waiting for Mordecai. All right, keep reading.
And the king, and then and the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made.
And he liked it. He liked the idea. He said, "You know what? You're right. I got something for him." Yes, I mean, go ahead. Let's keep reading. This is gonna get real soap opera-y. Right? It's gonna be real interesting. Go ahead, keep reading.
That's for 6 and 1. On that night could not the king sleep, and he commanded to bring the book of records of the Chronicles, and they were read before the king.
So the king now is in his bed. He can't sleep, right? He can't sleep. So he woke up and had his servants bring him what? The record of the chronicle. What does the word chronicle mean? Go ahead, sis. That's it. All right. It's the records. So the chronicles is records he have, but the sis is right. It's by date and order, meaning that he wants the records of something. He's thinking about something and he says, bring me the records because I'm trying to see something. Right. So he had his servants, because he couldn't sleep. Something was keeping him up. Guess what was keeping him up? Or guess who was keeping him up? Who was keeping him up? Give me a guess. Who was keeping him up? No. For the sake of time, the Lord was keeping him up. The Lord gave the order to not let him go to sleep, because the Lord wanted him to remember something. What is the Lord going to make him remember? When we read earlier or last week, if you was paying attention in class, Mordecai, there was a scheme to unalive the king. And Mordecai is the one who, you remember? Mordecai is the one who told him about it to save him. So he's in his bed now sleeping, and he can't sleep. And he said, bring me the records, right? Keep reading.
Verse 2. And it was found written that Mordecai had told of Bigthana and Teresh, two of the king's chamberlains, the keepers of the door, who sought to lay hands on the king Ahasuerus.
So now he remembers, oh, this is what, like, it was written in the records. This is what happened. I remember now. Now, remember, this is years later. He's powerful. I mean, he don't remember small things like that, but he said, there's somebody that did something for me I didn't remember. And of course, he remembered Mordecai now. The Lord allowed him to remember Mordecai, find him in the records that he did this thing. Another lesson. Sometimes the reward is not immediate. You understand? Sometimes you don't just get the reward immediately. But you know who remembers these things always? The Lord. And he'll bring it forth when it's time to. You understand? He'll bring it forth when it's time to. Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 3. And the king said, what honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this? Then said the king's servant.
So the king is saying, what reward did he get? That's what he said. What honor and dignity has been done to Mordecai for this? He saved my life. What was his reward? I don't remember him getting a reward. Why wasn't he rewarded? Mind you, the king is up in the middle of the night. Like, damn, this man saved my life. And I never rewarded him. Right? Go ahead.
Then said the king's servant that ministered unto him, there is nothing done for him.
So the servant said, well, according to these records, sir, nothing has been done for him. I mean, go ahead.
Verse 4. And the king said, who is in the courts? In the court. And Haman was come into the outward courts of the king's house to speak unto the king to hang Mordecai on the gallows that he had prepared for him.
So imagine that. So Haman has come in. He wants to speak to the king urgently because he wants to hang Mordecai. So the king is saying, who's in the courts? When he said who's in the courts, he says, what man of authority is out there in the court? Because I'm going to reward Mordecai. At the same time, Haman is there saying, nah, I need to hang him. Right? So watch how this unfolds. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And the king's servant said unto him, behold, Haman standing in the court.
So now the king said, Haman's out there, right? Go ahead.
And the king said, let him come in.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And Haman came in, and the king said unto him, what shall be done unto him, unto the man?
So, okay, let me lay this out. So Haman comes in to the king, and the king immediately starts to say, before he can bring out his situation, he says, Haman, let me ask you a question. What should be done to a man? Go ahead.
What should be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor?
What should be done to a man who the king would love to honor? What do you think should be done to a man who the king wants to honor? Go ahead.
And Haman thought in his heart, to whom would the king delight to do honor more than to myself?
So he's thinking, damn, I'm about to be honored. The king wants to honor me. So he's asking me, it's like he's asking me, what would he like? What would I like him to do for me? Right? Who else deserves honor? I've been side by side with the king. I've been invited to Esther's house to eat with the king. I've been promoted. The king has granted my wish to unalive all the Jews. He must be getting ready to raise me up even further. So the king is asking me, how would I like to be honored? Okay, I got him. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Haman answered the king, for the man who the king delighteth to honor. Verse 8. Let the royal apparel be brought, which the king useth to wear. and the horse that the king rideth upon, and the crown royal which is set upon his head.
Bring the king's clothes that he wears, his horse, and his crown. Imagine that. Bring his crown. Put it on this person. You want to honor somebody? Dress him like the king. In his mind, he's thinking, wait till my wife sees this. Wait till my people see this. Surely they're going to understand that I'm the king's right-hand man. I'm going to be the second most powerful person in the world, in the entire kingdom, right? So he says, if you want to honor a man, you got to do it right. You got to let him ride on the king's horse, wear the king's clothes, wear the king's crown. Go ahead.
Verse 9. And let this apparel and the horse be delivered to the hand of the one king's most noble princes, that they may array the man with all whom the king delighteth to honor.
Right. So give this closer to one of your best princes to bring to the king. Go ahead.
And bring him
to bring to the man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And bring him on horseback through the streets of the city, and proclaim before him, thus shall it be done to the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
And bring him on horseback and parade him through the city and say, this is the man who the king delighteth to honor. This is the man the king respects. This is how the king treats somebody who is righteous, powerful, wise, charming, amazing. This is how he's treated, right? So he's telling the king, that's what I would do for a man like that, thinking he's going to get that reward. Can you imagine how the Lord, let me tell you something, man, the Lord will make a fool out of you if you think you're going to come up against him. I mean, let the Lord make a fool out of our enemies. But we got to be willing to step up. You understand what I mean? And take the moment, because don't let fear make you think that you can't, you know what I mean, anybody's more powerful than the Lord. Slack it. Go ahead.
Good. Verse 10. Then the king said to Haman, make haste and take the apparel and the horse, as thou hast said, and do even so to Mordecai
quickly.
the Jew.
Make haste. Mean quickly. You know what? That's a good idea. Make haste. Go grab the king's apparel, the crown, and the horse, and go do what you just said to Mordecai. Oh, man. Can you imagine Haman? He's like, who? What? What happened? You don't even understand what happened. Mm-hmm. So now he is the foremost prince that's going to go and get all these things, and he's going to have to parade Mordecai through the streets and say, thus is how anybody who the king delights will be treated. Keep reading.
And do even so to Mordecai the Jew, that sitteth at the king's gate. Let nothing fail of all that thou hast spoken.
Don't let everything you said, do exactly that, just as you said. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Then took Haman the apparel of the horse, and arrayed Mordecai, and brought him on the horseback through the streets of the city.
Oh man, I could imagine more. I could imagine Haman. Go ahead, keep reading.
And proclaimed before him, thus shall it be done unto the man whom the king delighteth to honor.
Hear ye, hear ye. Right? Keep reading.
And Mordecai came again to the king's gate, but Haman's haste to his house mourning and having his head covered.
So afterwards, Haman was destroyed. He don't know what just happened. Right? He was destroyed. He was embarrassed. Imagine all the talking he did. You have to put yourself in his shoes. All the talking he did. He had a gallows hung for Mordecai at the advice of his wife and his friends. Right. Now they see you bringing Mordecai to the streets, parading him around, and saying, this is the man to honor. How embarrassing that must be for you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, sis.
You reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. You understand what I mean? You reap what you sow. Keep reading.
Verse 13. And Haman told Zeresh his wife and all his friends everything that had befallen him.
Imagine something happens good for somebody, and you tell people about what has befallen you, like something happened to you. That's how much you hate that person. Go ahead.
Then said his wise men as they rest his wife unto him, if Mordecai be of the seed of the Jew, before whom thou hast begun to fall, thou shalt not prevail against him, but shalt surely fall before him.
Like they basically tell him, look, man, it doesn't sound like things are going the way you planned. It sounds like he's about to get the upper hand, right? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 14. And while they were yet talking with him, came the king's chamberlains and haste to bring Haman unto the banquet that Esther had prepared.
So now, as he's talking to his wife and his family, his friends, the king's chamberlain, the king's soldiers came. The chamberlains are his soldiers, those who guard his palace, right? Came and hastily said, hey, we got to go. You was invited to Queen Esther's banquet. You got to go now. So he had to leave and go immediately. All right. We're moving quickly because we're running short on time, but go ahead. Chapter 7, verse 1.
So the king and Haman came to the banquet with Esther, the queen. Verse 2. And the king said again unto Esther on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed even to the half of the kingdom.
So again, here comes the second day. And Esther told him, I will tell you on the second day. So the king is interested in what she wants. He's been thinking about it. He's like, what does she want? What does she want? So here he's asking her, okay, now the second day is here. You're going to have to tell me what you want. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if it have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it pleases the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. Verse 4.
Hold on, read again. Let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. What did you just say here? Go ahead, sis.
In other words, is she trying to preserve herself ahead of time?
She's trying to what?
Preserve herself ahead of time.
Okay, preserve herself. You're on it. What is she asking for? Give me the whole thing. If it please the king, remember, the king said, what do you want? I'll give you anything you want. And she said, if you please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. What is she asking for? Say again?
Kill her people, or not to kill her or her people.
That's it, right? You was on it, but I was just missing the people part, right? So imagine you're the king, and your lovely wife looks worried, and she wants something, and she won't tell you. And finally, you sit her down and say, what do you want? And she says, I want to live. Please, let me live, let my people live. You know, like, let you live. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, as a man, if your woman says, you're gonna be saying, who's threatening my wife? What the hell are you talking about? I'm the king.
Right.
Like, is there something going on that I don't know? Who is threatening you? You're gonna go immediately in defense mode. From a man's standpoint, immediately in defense mode, right? So she says, let my life be given me at my petition. So I'm requesting my life, and not only my life, the life of my people, right? Go ahead.
Sorry. Verse 4. For we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we had been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damaged. Like,
So we are souls. I'm scheduled, me and my people, we're scheduled to be unalived. I mean, we are scheduled to be unalived. Go ahead.
verse 5. Then the king Ahasuerus answered and said unto Esther, the queen, who is he and where is he?
Who? So the king don't even know what she's talking about. He don't even know that he agreed to destroy her and her people. He says, who? Who is this man who's going to harm the wife of the king? I mean, so now he's going to have to show his wife that he's capable of protecting her. Because right now, what's being challenged? His manhood. And I'm speaking from the perspective of a man. From the perspective of a man, if you have a wife and she says somebody's out to harm her, you go in a different mode. You understand me? It's like, because now it's like, what? They think I'm soft. Like, what? You understand me? They're going to harm my wife. That sounds crazy to me as the king, right? Go ahead.
Where is he that dressed presume in his heart to do so?
Where? Who is this person? Where is he? Show him to me. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. And Esther said, sorry, advisory and an enemy is this wicked Haman.
So this is why she wanted him to be at the banquet also. When he says, who is he? He said, the adversary, him, Haman. Imagine Haman now with a piece of chicken in his hand, like, oh snap, because he didn't know who she was. He didn't know she was a Jew. He didn't know this was Mordecai's niece.
Right.
And he's like, damn. Like his mind is where I was like, what's going on? Right? Keep reading.
Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. And the king arose, and the king arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath went into the palace garden.
So the king got so upset, he needs some fresh air. He needs some fresh air. He got up. I mean, he walked out into the garden to get some fresh air. He's like, he can't believe it. Right? Keep reading.
And Haman stood up to make requests for his life to Esther, the queen.
He know he's a dead man. So he's like, he's trying to speak to Esther like it must be some kind of misunderstanding. Like, I didn't know, right? And he's trying to talk to her, right? Go ahead.
Well, he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
You know, he was not leaving this place alive. Keep reading.
Verse 8. Then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine. And Haman was fallen upon the bed wherein Esther was.
So, so it's making it simple what happened here. Esther didn't want to speak to Haman. She's walking away from him. She walks into her room. He is walking behind her begging, please, 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 please. He had been drinking. And as he's pleading with her, she said, no, I don't want to hear it. He trips and he falls on her bed. Keep reading.
Then said the king.
So the king walks in and he sees Haman on top of his wife now. So the king says this. Go ahead.
Will he force the queen also before me in the house?
Not only you want to kill, you're gonna rape my wife in the palace in front of me. Not only you want me to unalive her, you're gonna do this in front of me. This is nothing but the Lord. Right?
Right.
Go ahead.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face.
So as the king said, are you gonna? I can't say the R word. Are you gonna grape? Are you gonna grape my wife? And as the king is saying that, the guards came and put the hood over his head. You know what that means? Yeah. They put that hood over your head, brother. Yeah. You're never gonna see you're never gonna see the alive there again. Go ahead.
Said Harbona. And Harbona, one of the chamberlains, said it before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king.
So when they put that cover over Haman's head and they're taking him away, one of the guards said, "Oh, by the way, these gallows outside that Haman had prepared for Mordecai, they're outside, right?" Right? You know they're outside. Keep reading.
Who had spoken good for the king, standeth in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon.
Hang him on there. That's where you're going to hang him, right in front of his house. You understand what I mean? Like the sister said, you reap what you sow. I mean, you reap what you sow. Right? So he thought these gallows were made for Mordecai. It turns out the Lord had him put those up for himself. You understand? That's what happens when you come up against somebody who serves the Lord, somebody who has courage, somebody who loves their people, somebody who makes themselves useful to the Lord. You can't mess with such a person so easily. So it turns out that those same gallows, he had raised up 50 cubits high in front of his house. You can imagine what he was thinking. He was going to think, I was going to wake up in the morning and see Mordecai hanging out there. Imagine now his wife waking up in the morning seeing Haman hung out there. You know what I mean? So the servant says, those gallows are out there, for Mordecai, the person who Haman wanted you to hang on there. I mean, so of course the king says, hang him on there. Go ahead.
Verse 10. So hang Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified.
So they hung Haman on those same gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. At that point, that's when the king calmed down, when he saw Haman up there. You understand what I mean? Let me tell you something. The Lord is going to protect you. You understand what I mean? He's going to, you're in here for a reason. I can't stress it enough. I mean, we're in here for a reason. I don't know the reason. I don't know why we're here. What we did, all we can say is most high in Christ. You understand? Because there's a lot of people not in here. You understand? This is never going to be, I'm telling you, this is never going to be a mega church. You know what I mean? Because we don't teach what they want to hear. I mean, Christ said this. Go ahead, Gabar.
We ain't singing and dancing.
We ain't singing or dancing or telling you whatever sounds good in your ear. Christ said this, my sheep know my voice. He said that for a reason. He understands not everybody's going to like what we're saying. You understand? But he knows those who will. Those are his sheep. You know what I mean? He didn't say Israel knows my voice. He said my sheep, meaning those who are supposed to understand will understand. Okay. You understand? We're going to get a little bit more. Let's go to chapter 8.
Verse 8. On that day did the king Ahasuerus give the house of Haman the Jews, enemy unto Esther, the queen.
So Haman's house became a gift to his wife. Go ahead.
And Mordecai came before the king, for Esther had told what he was unto him. Has told what he was unto her.
So Mordecai came before the king because Esther had told what he was unto her. Basically, she says, this is my uncle. This is who raised me. You understand what I mean? So the king obviously didn't know that. Right. So now he got to meet Mordecai. Like he knew Mordecai. Mordecai had saved his life, and Mordecai was honored for it. But he never knew that he was actually his wife's uncle. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the king took off his ring, which he had taken from Haman, and gave it unto Mordecai.
Go ahead.
And Esther set Mordecai over the house of Haman.
Keep reading.
Verse 3. And Esther spake again before the king, and fell down at his feet, and besought him with tears to put away the mischief of Haman the Agagite. What is it? Agagite. What is it? I said it right.
I can't even see where you at. Go ahead. What verse you at?
Verse 3.
And Esther spake yet. Okay, mischief of him. Agagite, yep, go ahead.
And his device that he had devised against the Jews.
Go ahead.
Verse 4. Then the king held out the golden scepter toward Esther. So Esther arose and stood before the king. Verse 5. And said, if it please the king.
So basically what's happening here, Esther basically is making the king overturn all the ruling that he had made to destroy the Jews. Because that was still standing. You understand what I mean? So there was a date coming for it, and all of that is being canceled. Go ahead. And of course, Mordecai is being raised up into somebody important in the kingdom. Go ahead.
And he said, if it pleased the king, and if it had found favor in his sight, and the thing seems right before the king, and I be pleased in his eyes, let it be written to reverse the letter devised by Haman, the son of Hamadiah.
And we're gonna stop it here, right? You could go. This goes all the way through chapter 9, also through the end of the chapter. Take your time, read the rest of it. I mean, it's really a interesting story and one of courage. One I think that is very timely for today, because right now, what you're seeing happening in the Middle East is going to inspire fear. You understand what I mean? But the Lord wants you to know that these things must come before the end comes. You know what I mean? Christ said it himself. When you see these things, do not be afraid. Why? Why did he say that? Because he knows these things are going to be fear inspiring. I mean, it's going to cause you to be very afraid. And you're going to start to wonder what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to me? What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen to my family? I mean, Christ said, do not be afraid. You understand what I mean? The people who should be afraid, they should be afraid. The Hamans of the world. I mean, the traitors amongst black people also. You know what I'm saying? They should be afraid because that judgment is coming for them. You keep making yourself useful to the Lord. How? Like I said earlier, not by nothing magical, not by being the holiest of holy, you know, and walking with all white on, with white robes on your head. That's not what makes you useful to the Lord. What makes you useful to the Lord? Christ said it clearly, so you'll understand. He said, I was poor, you fed me. I had no clothes, you gave me clothes. I was in jail, you came and saw me. I was sick, you helped me, right? And they said to him, Lord, when did we see you poor and hurt and thirsty and this and that, and we helped you? He said, the fact that you did it to the least of these ones, you did it to me. That's his viewpoint. That's how the king's viewpoint is. His viewpoint is, you did it to these poor people, it's like you did it to me. Because I wasn't here to do it for them, and you did it for them. That's how we make ourselves useful to the Lord. And when we do that, brother, can't no king, nobody, I don't care, Trump, whoever the hell it is, come and destroy us as the people. If we put our faith in the Lord, show courage, and love each other as we love ourselves. With that, we'll pass the class over to Preacher Officer Barbara Clark.
Peace another hand, man. That was a good class, sir.
Most high Christ.
These are the security announcements. We are the ISUPK out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General Yohana. Rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to sell themselves to the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to marry. To speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After the 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10 means 10th in the Hebrew, and it's pronounced Ma'ashra. 10% of any penny of any increase the Lord gives you, get to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest funds. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. It's like upcoming holy convocations.
We have the Lord's Passover coming up April 4th, but we have a whole week of events coming up for that week. But April 4th is the Lord's Passover. That's the next high holy day out in Houston. Go ahead, Gabar.
Upcoming holy convocations. It's like remind Akwabian to check on social media such as ISUBK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUBK events and materials. If a brother wants to become a trooper in the school, then he start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. With that, we're going to get one courtesy salute to the teacher from the Israel Bible. Ma'am Shabbat, Ma'am Rock, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. That's my time. So, Sister Stan, we're going to get one courtesy salute to the sisters from the Israel. Ma'am Shabbat, Ma'am Rock, Yahweh Shemar Alathan by Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's my time. Class dismissed.
We got black Latinos and Native Americans. When the Lord says that our kingdom is to come, as long as we follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
I got the camera bag, I'm the cameraman. If shit getting active, I'ma stand it down. We taking ground, call the ambulance. That shit go. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that. That shit go. If you got a problem, we'll handle it. Niggas acting hard, you better stand on it. We on every corner, we stamping it. You better get your life for this camp shit. We ain't playing around, there's no cowards, dog. If niggas charged up, you get powered off. Rude of speech, keep it raw. It ain't my fault that you niggas soft. It ain't my fault that these niggas frauds. Ain't my fault that them niggas rats. If your colors fly, you don't get that shit go. Right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that. That shit go right. If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
Wanna go to war, gotta have it to the van. Tryna cut the semen, something you don't understand. Getting check from my betterment, better take it like a man. Nigga, how you walk away for camp? If you willing to die, you better be willing to stand. Take a trip around the world, see a bunch of corners held by them UPK niggas. All them UPK niggas go to camp. And I'm on Shamar here, hanging out the car. Wonder when I pull up straight to the battlefield. And I'ma make sure niggas make it back home. Say, nigga, what you thought? Whether anything moving, I be on. Gotta remind them, we nothing like them niggas that you saw. If you hear back up, that'll be your last time to get out the way. The price to pay before
that shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that right. That shit go.
Nah, for real though.
If shit go, you best get right, or you'll get you got that.
Y'all swim y'all south right there. Move that zone. Move that zone. Move that